Landrover Defender 2003 and the ABS light is on. Just gonna check the codes. Got plenty of glare on that screen. Pump failure 2, pump not running. Pump failure 3, pump sticking. So now I can go to the ABS pump and get an idea what's going on. The fault codes are suggesting there's a problem with the ABS pump or the motor that's part of the pump. The motor has 2 wires that go to it, so we could check them. The problem is that this motor doesn't get its power until the pump is activated, not just the ignition on and not the engine running. This needs to have the ABS working. It's got to be activated. So if it's not activated, you're not going to get power down at the motor. So what I'm going to do next is go under the driver's seat, and we've got a big 30 amp fuse. We're going to check that to make sure the fuse is okay. If the fuse is blown, we need to know why it's blown and do some checks. We can also check the relay that's under the driver's seat. So the fuse here had blown, the center one, 30 amp. So the question is, did it blow because when this energizes, this wire goes to the pump? If the pump seized, is that what's blown the fuse? So we know we need to change this fuse. That 30 amp one. So now I've got to find out what this powers. Does it go to this brown and white? Okay, I checked it out, and the ABS fuse, 30 amp fuse, does go to the relay that had the brown and white wire. That's the load side going into the relay. Going out of the relay on the load side, it's brown and red, and that wire goes all the way to the motor at the back of the ABS pump, and that's under the bonnet. So I got to the pump looking at the motor. The motor is powered by the 2 wires here in the pump, and one of them's brown with a red stripe, the other one's black. On the motor side, this is the power side to the ABS pump, and the other side of that pump obviously will go to a ground. So this has got no voltage to it now. I'm connected to the battery positive. So that's how I know the wires are okay. Okay, at the back of the pump I could match up the wiring colours, the brown with the red wire. So when I disconnected it at the pump, the test light went out, which told me there was no short in the wires between the relay and the wires all the way to the pump because the light went out. So there's got to be a short or a high amperage caused by either a seized pump or a short in the motor or something like that. But the wires up until the block connector were fine because the test light went out. So next I checked a current drawer. I powered up the motor and checked the current drawer on the car. So I got an amp clamp, an inductive amp clamp to test the amps, and I set it on a high reading, and I got my multimeter connected, and I used a jumper wire from the battery positive, and I sent it down the wire at the relay so that it would go out to the ABS pump, so I could see when the ABS pump's running how much amps is going through it, and see if that was the cause of the blown fuse. It was. I had 60 amps flowing through it, and the fuse is only rated at 30 amps. Thing is, the jump wire I put on started to get smoke from the end of it, so I just took it off quick, and I didn't record it, but that's what it was anyway. So the cause in this case was a seized motor or a shorted motor. Either way, it's causing too much current flow when the pump's activated, and that's what's blowing the fuse and putting the ABS light on. when this was reading 600 millivolts, this was on 100 1 millivolt equals 100 milliamps. I'm sorry I didn't manage to catch the recording of the last part, but thanks for watching.